Hi, I'm Kelly, the Assistant Farm Manager here at Pitney Meadows Community Farm, and today I'm going to talk about potatoes. It's one of our favorite crops here on the farm. We've grown 4 varieties this year, a gold, a red, a nice little fingerling, and a purple one, which is what I'm going to talk about today. This variety is called Purple Sun. It's got a very beautiful dark purple skin, and then the inside is a nice golden flesh. It's on the starchier side, but it's considered an all-purpose potato, so you can cook it any way you like to eat a potato. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how we harvest potatoes here at the farm. So we planted these actually kind of late this year. We planted them at the end of June, and it's now mid-September. So typically this time of year, you'll start to see dieback of the tops. So this is the top of a potato plant. So back in June, we planted what's called a seed potato, which is just a potato from last year's harvest. We plop it in the ground, we come through a couple times, and he'll soil up over that seed to promote growth downward. But the potato will send up a stem and create this nice foliage up top. But down below is where the action is. That's where that seed potato is sending off other stems, which swell up and create the tubers, or the potato that we actually like to eat this time of year. You can harvest potatoes anytime. What we recommend is after they flower. So once this foliage flowers, you'll start to see what we call new potatoes underground. And those are really delicate, beautiful little baby potatoes that have a very thin skin but are great for eating, and you can harvest then at any time, or you can wait and harvest later into the late summer or fall, which is what we're doing here, when they become more of a storage crop. So the skins on the potato will start to harden and thicken up a little bit, and that just makes them a better storage potato, so they'll last through the winter in a root cellar or under the proper conditions. So if you're out here harvesting at Pitney Meadows this week, what we're going to do is what we call undercut this whole bed with a tractor. And it's this big metal bar that comes through below all of those tubers underneath and kind of lifts up the soil a little bit and makes the soil nice and loose and easy to dig through to find all of those beautiful potatoes. If you're at home and don't have an undercutter bar and a tractor, which I'm guessing most people don't, I recommend just a digging fork, or if your soil is loose enough, just use your hands and just kind of get in there and rummage around. If you do use a fork, I just recommend staying to the outside of the plants and kind of going around each one so you're not puncturing the nice potatoes underneath. But once the undercutter comes through, you just kind of get down. You really got to get down on your hands and knees, you know. The plant will kind of be lifted out. It won't be so hard to lift it, but you can kind of figure out where the stem is, or the main stems. Give that a good tug, and you should find some potatoes attached right to that. So these are right at like the baby stage, getting a little bit bigger. Very gorgeous. You can see the skin is very thin and delicate right now, and it'll peel easily. This is actually the seed potato, which has turned into this gooey, lovely mess right now, but that's what we planted back in June, and it is now starting to rot away. But once you get that out, don't stop there. Get in there with your hands, start digging around, see how many little potatoes you can find under the ground, and then just keep working your way down the bed. That's the key. Kind of go to each stem, give it a little lift, get your hands in there, and you start to feel what a potato feels like under the ground. It feels kind of like a rock. If you have rocky soil, you know what it feels like to stick your hands in and feel some rocks. You just kind of keep working your way down. There's some nice ones in here. Looking for all the potatoes you can find. You really got to dig through. Dig nice and deep, and you'll just keep finding more potatoes as you go. Like I said, these are a great all-purpose potato. Some people are a little, curious about the purple skin. It's just, it's actually a higher vitamin C content, which is one of the reasons we love this variety, Purple Sun. So come on out, get yourself some potatoes and cook up your favorite dish.